Ladies and gentlemen, the Club World Cup semifinalists are set. If you guys do enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Peace. So the Club World Cup is underway. We now have our semifinalists. Yesterday, Real Madrid and PSG had their games, and Real Madrid had won against Dortmund 3-2. Obviously, the scoreline looks like it was a lot closer than it actually was. First half, Real Madrid kind of dominated. We scored two early goals, Gonzalo Garcia and Fran Garcia. And the game kind of got away from us in the 90th minute and the extra time and the added time. So just wanted to go over my thoughts. So obviously we win. We go on to the next stage. And obviously we play PSG, the Champions League winner, the reigning Champions League winners. We have Chelsea versus Fluminense. A weaker game, but hey, Fluminense is strong. They're getting it done. They're knocking teams out. They beat Inter Milan, like I said, wasn't a strong team. But then Al Hilal beat City, which was kind of an upset to a lot of people. But then they ended up being Al Hilal, so it looks really interesting in terms of like how good is Fluminense, what is their playing style, what is giving them so much success, where are they finding this success. But I did kind of want to talk about the way Xabi Alonso is playing, and when he came in, a lot of people were talking about he's going to play a 3-back formation. And I'm not a big fan of those, but the reason he does it is because he wants his wingers bombing forward. They're not really playing like left and right backs. Fran Garcia, you're seeing a lot of him on the ball. He's getting comfortable with pushing up forward. He's a good defender, I would say. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold, obviously he had an assist yesterday. Fran Garcia got a goal, so obviously whatever Xabi Alonso's doing, he's doing it well. So there's a reason why was it Bayern Leverkusen, his old team, they had an undefeated season. So Xabi Alonso kind of gets it in terms of wingers, in terms of left backs and right backs. He gets them bombing forward. That's why he likes that aggressive play style with them. That's why they press up so high. And then the defense is kind of like, you don't really need too much because Rudiger, Tchouaméni, Dean, they're really strong back there. They play really well. Tchouaméni hates playing center back, but he's doing it really well. And sometimes you'll see him kind of sit in front of Rudiger, so he'll have Dean, Rudiger, and then Tchouaméni a little bit more in the middle. That way he's kind of like playing like a CDM role, so it looks a lot like Casemiro back in the day. But regardless, moving on. This formation, I didn't think I was going to like it, but having those wingers put into play a lot more often, Trent's bombing forward, Trent's finding interesting spaces and passes. So I like it. I like seeing that a lot from him. We had a couple of surprising things happen where we saw Gonzalo Garcia get another goal. Here's the goal right here.
Too far clear. Back again here with the lively Fran Garcia. Vinicius Junior. Arda Güler.
So Arda Güler, edge of the box, he sees Gonzalo Garcia. There's not a lot of players in the box, but he finds the ball to Gonzalo, and Gonzalo finishes it. And I saw a lot of people talking about this assist, and it's a great assist. It's phenomenally bent around the defenders. But that finish from Gonzalo, man, to have the ball come across your body, open up your foot, and push into the other side of the net. It's a great finish. It's a striker's finish, and it just goes to show how well this kid has been doing, and he's been making the most out of his opportunities with Mbappe being sick or out or ill or whatever the case may be, not fit basically, and he's making the most out of his opportunities. And then we have the Fran Garcia goal. Like I said, Trent and him are bombing up. They're helping Vinny here, and Gonzalo's back here. So a lot of space in the box. He obviously crashes the box like Xabi Alonso wants him to do. And Trent puts in a good ball. Fran Garcia finishes it. And obviously, there's been a lot of talks of there's not a lot of players to buy out in the market. You see Arsenal struggling to find a striker. You see a lot of these other teams kind of trying to figure out. Obviously, Barcelona wanted to get Nico Williams. That deal ended up falling through. But Real Madrid and, again, Barcelona, they found Lamine Yamal out of the woodwork, right? So we're finding Gonzalo Garcia. We obviously have Fran Garcia that has been there for a little bit, but he's been inconsistent. But under Xabi Alonso, he's been crazy, man. He's been like a Marcelo, a Roberto Carlos type beat going forward. I think he's a better defender in terms of Marcelo, and never watched Roberto Carlos play, but I mean, Fran Garcia, I think he's a strong defender. He's a kind of annoying. I think that he's one of those dudes that are like Jordi Alba, where he's dude, get the fuck off me, right? And he's one of those, like, I don't know, he's one of those annoying defenders, but I love it. I love watching it. Then we have Mbappe come back. Mbappe scored a goal to prevent extra time.
It's Rodrigo still. Checks out. The cross. Mbappe!
So again, Guler has his fingerprints all over this goal. Another assist, back post. That's a great finish by Mbappe. Not his repertoire, like not one of his things that he does a lot. He has this in his locker, obviously, but it's not a Mbappe finish, right? He's not Mbappe to me. Not a cross guy, not a header guy, not a volley guy, not a finisher to me. He's more of like a pace, win 1v1s, get one-on-ones against the keeper, finesse shot, near post. He has all the right things to do stuff like that, but him playing a number 9 role is interesting to watch. I think at this point, Vinny was out. So you have Gonzalo and Mbappe playing together, which is something that Xabi Alonso wants to try out. Obviously, Rodrigo has had his speculation in terms of not playing, and he has one foot out the door. Some people expect that he's going to go to somewhere in the Premier League. Obviously, Arsenal, City had interest in him. Then they had like Saudi leagues. But in terms of the game itself, obviously, Real Madrid dominated the first half. Then it kind of got boring for like another 30 minutes after that. And then last second, you have the penalty by Dean. He gets a red card. We'll see how we play without him. He's been moving the ball outside the ball, or bombing forward as well. In the attacking half, he's making great passes through to Vinny. Vinny, I thought, was garbage again. I think Vinny's super inconsistent. I don't know where his head's at, but it's obviously like something he has to deal with, something that he's struggling to find that form, consistent form. It seems like every time Mbappe comes on the pitch, Vinny just like collapses. I don't know where the hell he goes. He just ghosts. But I mean, I'm happy to see the way Real Madrid's playing, the way Xabi Alonso wants them to play. It looks a lot more fluid. It doesn't look as clunky as Carlo Ancelotti. And I thought last year Carlo Ancelotti just gave players too much freedom at times, and he didn't have like a set construct of like, oh, let's do this, let's play this way, let's do these things. And what I love seeing again from Xabi Alonso, he makes in-game adjustments. There was a video, I don't have it here, but there was a video that that he was yelling at Kylian Mbappe. He's like, yo, Kylian, you have to press. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your job is to press, and you have to press. That's what you have to do to play. This is what I want, what I expect from you. And that just goes to show, like, how much Xabi Alonso does not give a fuck who you are, how much you get paid, and what your accomplishments have been, what your accolades are. You are on the team to win, and the whole point is to play your heart out. Kind of like what's similar to what Luis Enrique does, where he doesn't have a lot of superstars, but he has guys that want to get it done, and he has guys that work hard and guys that run for 90 minutes. And you saw this in the Champions League final, where it's like the 88th minute, and Kvar is sprinting at the keeper just to put a little bit of pressure, even though they're up 4-0 or whatever the score was. So Xabi Alonso, I love the way he's doing it. I love the mid-game adjustments. Even if he sees something bad, he notices it and he fixes it. And if he sees a player not pressing, he calls him out on it. He's like, yo, like, I'm not playing this game with you. Like I said, I don't care who you are. You're gonna play and you're gonna press. So that's what I expect from you. Those are my expectations, and you have to follow those. So I love what Xabi Alonso is doing. I think we have an opportunity to beat PSG. I think PSG are strong players. Obviously, having Dean have that red card, him being suspended from that match, it's gonna be interesting. I think Raul Asensio slots back in. I think he's a great defender. I know he had a couple mistakes, but hey, Dean made a mistake, and hopefully they bounce back and they learn to play together, and you see that pairing a lot more. Obviously, having Rudiger's a strong center back. We had a couple issues, like I said, in extra time and additional time and added time, where the game kind of got away from us. We have Courtois make a phenomenal save, but there's a lot of positives to this game. There's a lot of positives coming from every Real Madrid game going forward. Every game there's been like significant growth, and it looks a lot prettier, looks a lot better. There's a lot more football being played. Like I said, last year I thought that Carlo Ancelotti just had like, hey, we're fast wingers, Mbappe, Vinny, bomb up, and we'll just throw you the ball, and hopefully you win your 1v1s, right? So there's not a lot of that anymore. And then obviously, last note, super somber note to end on, but Kylian Mbappe does a celebration to honor.
A world-class talent.
You see it right there. It throws up the 2-0 for Diogo Jota. There was a moment of silence before the game, and I just want to give a rest in peace to them. Him and his brother. Unfortunate timing. Super sad to see a very shocking news to the football world. Super sad to talk about it, hear about it, and just rest in peace to them and their families, man. It's super tough to see, but if you guys did make it to the end of the video, leave a like, leave a heart in the comments for him and his family. If you guys did enjoy the video, again, leave a like, subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Peace.